While everyone's looking toward the November midterm election, we're taking a look ahead at the 2012 presidential race. News 9's Samantha Hayes is live in Washington with an interesting perspective on this. Samantha?
Kelly, of course, perhaps the interesting perspective is why in the world would you do this right now? We haven't even gone through the midterm elections yet. But particularly in the Republican field, many candidates and analysts say, if you're considering going up against President Obama in 2012, you kind of need to start getting out there now. So how is the field shaping up? Gallup offers us a snapshot, and they show Mitt Romney at the top of the list with 19%, closely followed by Sarah Palin with 16%, Mike Huckabee with 12%, Newt Gingrich, remember the former Speaker of the House, with 9%. The last on the list, Indiana Congressman Mike Pence. He's been interviewed a lot lately. Republicans from within seem to really like him. Kelly, this is really not so much of a likelihood as it is a familiarity test. Republicans who were asked which candidates they may like, these are basically names that they really recognize. Now, there's another name that everybody recognizes who's not on this list and said on national television this morning that he is considering running for president for the first time in his life. Who is that? Donald Trump. And this is not a surprise to some because his name showed up on a survey that was conducted in New Hampshire, sort of again, a familiarity test, just kind of putting feelers out there for potential candidates. Of course, New Hampshire being the nation's first primary. Now, President Obama, he's unlikely to be challenged in 2012 by another Democrat, but there has been some speculation floated by a new book written by Bob Woodward that he may consider switching running mates. Who might he have? Clinton. But this has been doused by the White House. They say that's not going to happen. Just quickly, I want to talk about President Obama's approval rating. It's low at 42%. People have said that this is really bad for the president, but history tells us that actually it's absolutely where other presidents have been. Bill Clinton, 42% in '94. Ronald Reagan, 42%. Back in 1982, of course, both those men went on to win second terms. For President Obama, though, the economy has to improve for his approval ratings to go up. Kelly, back to you.
Well, you put Donald Trump in the race, and you've got some interesting early debates. Samantha, we appreciate it.
Right.
We have an important reminder. If you haven't registered to vote for November, the deadline is to register this Friday, October 8th. And if you have any other election-related questions, we have a great section on our website that is filled with all sorts of answers for you. You can find it at news9.com/voting.